suggest you touch it. Ooh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Township Community Recreation Commission for Thursday, September 2nd. We will call the meeting to order at 6:02. If everyone would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And then I would need an approval for the agenda as submitted tonight.
Motion to approve the agenda?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right, approved. The minutes from August 5th, I'm hoping that everybody got a chance to read them as Madam Secretary Kearney submitted them. I would need a motion to approve the minutes from August 5th.
I'll approve.
Second? Keith, any discussion? All right. No presentations tonight? Where's Martha, Ethel?
Out of town.
Oh, boy. My chairperson's report, I just want to thank everyone for what a great spring and summer we've had. The pool's getting ready to close next week. Kim can touch on that in a little bit. And we want to thank everybody out there in the community that made everything that recreation is involved with successful. We had some challenges, but we rose to those challenges, and that is my report. I have more things down the road. Ms. O'Farrell, your director's report.
Sure. Thank you, Chairman. Just touching on the pool, we did have a situation this Saturday, first time that we did have no staff available. We've got a couple college kids, some doing golf, all the kids at the pool. It's starting to get busy. It happens pretty much every year, the last week of the season. So, unfortunately, we're not able to open. I even called the country club trying to get guards. We have a great relationship. I've worked with Max. He's helped me out. I'm helping him out. We're the only two pools on the island, but we did get in a bind. So with that said, some of the hours have changed for the next couple of days. Our last day is Labor Day. So on Friday, which is tomorrow, the hours are 12 to 4. And you'll see me in the lifeguard chair, as I was all day today. Saturday, noon to 5. Sunday, noon to 6:45. And then on Monday, Labor Day, it will be 12 to 4. So we actually were pretty busy today. I talked to a lot of residents, and everyone completely understands it does happen. So I wanted to touch on that. And I want to thank my guards out there. We had a safe, very, very safe summer. That's the key. We had one small rescue, and we were very fortunate. So I'm going to knock on wood heading into the weekend that everybody was safe. We did have a mechanical issue on the baby pool, which was repaired in, I think, 4 days. So overall, the pool did very well, not only with staffing, but financially as well. Everybody loved the shade structure. That was kind of the big hit this year. I know, Wendy, that's your favorite. And I'll touch base on some of the other things in old business. We've got 2 items there. But I also want to touch base on the running club. I've been communicating with our 2 volunteer coaches, Kim Draper and Andrea O'Donnell. And we are running that program. There's been what's happening with the 6th graders. Now, I do want to inform the commission, I think it was a couple years ago, we were able to house the 6th graders. As you know, in middle school, only 7th and 8th graders are allowed to participate in the sports. The 6th graders, unfortunately, kind of get left behind. That's not my policy. That's something that's with the schools. So as the rec department, we said we'll run the 6th grade program. But unfortunately, I've been communicating with Mr. Oakler and Jen Moores, the coach, but we are not able to house the 6th graders this year. So I did want to, and I have 500 emails from all the coaches that I haven't been able to respond to, but we will be running the 3 through 5th grade running club on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that is right after school. And that's a great program. No meets have been scheduled as of yet. The meet scheduler for that particular program is not able to help us out this year. So I'm going to be going on the website trying to get at least 1 or 2 meets scheduled. We are in need of volunteers for this program. It is one of our big ones. Very popular. Same with tennis after school. There's been a change to Park Lane in the book, which you have not received yet. The profile is being printed right now. Should hit the households hopefully next week. Everything is on GI Connect. I loaded the book. Facebook, I think I posted every page I could possibly post in the last week or so. But with the tennis after school, Park Lane, I believe I spoke with them this morning. The latest dismissal is 3:40 now. So if you see that tennis after school, it might say 3:10, but that's not after school. So again, there's going to be adjustments, and there are always going to be errors in our brochure. It happens. The other thing with the Senior Fit program, I believe it says a PM time. We don't let our seniors out and doing PM exercise, so that is an AM time. So just be patient. August is extremely busy as we plan for the fall. And again, anything that I post on social media, I ask just our residents to be kind. You can email me 24 hours a day. Call me during office hours. I will respond to you. There's not an email that goes by that I don't respond. And again, social media is where it's at right now. So we are doing the best that we can. I say I make mistakes. I'm a human being. So questions, just give me a call. So that's pretty much what I have for that.
That picture of the profile magazine, do you have that on you? Or
I do. Which one?
The one on the cover.
Oh, on the cover, yes.
Yeah, so people are aware of that. I've gotten messages already. Will it be available and around town? I said around town and in mailboxes and stuff. And oh, so that's what the magazine will look like when it hits your mailbox in the next week to 2 weeks. We will have them at the recreation department, and I always carry some in my car. so.
From our basketball program.
So anybody that knows what the girl's name is,
Somebody
I know you know, but I mean, she's going to be a superstar. I know there's a picture of some commission in there, best looking commission in the township. I'm telling you, boy, when that hits the newsstands.
Oh.
Are we good, Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah, autograph for sure. Thanks, Kim.
Sure.
Old business. The first meeting we've ever had old business.
I'm so excited.
Just saying. Okay. Golf course irrigation.
Still getting quotes. This is it's not a 1, 2, 3 fix all the irrigation. We just had a blowout on Fairway 1 yesterday. So I actually spoke and also with Mark, my superintendent. They're going through each hole and finding how we can repair this irrigation. We're not going to be able to repair it all at one time. It's going to come to you in phases. Obviously, the phases are going to be, dictated by our budget and where, we can fit all of these things in. That's the goal. So I don't have an actual quote for you today. I'm hoping at the next meeting. But again, I can have a quote and then the following week something breaks. I've seen that happen as well. But my goal with all of these issues that our department faces, I will have a capital improvement list of items presented to the CRC in October of the things that we will be facing for next season. Golf course is number one. We voted to go out for the pool house, the bathhouse. That may have to be put on hold. The pool house works, but we're going to, as a CRC, we're going to work to prioritize those capital improvements based upon the budget as we turn the corner in January and February, what we can and cannot do. So my goal is to have that to you by October, which includes marina. There's not an issue. Again, I got a hold of Rains to put our bid together for Pier 4. That will include electrical as well. And we've got a little bit of fine tuning. I don't like to use the word issue, but just a few upgrades on the piers. I know we're blowing some of the 50 amps on the end. We want to try to get that corrected for our bigger boats on the ends of the piers. Saltwater system, I know I briefly talked about that, along with the pool deck caulking. I'm not going to explore the saltwater right now due to other capital improvements that are going to take precedence over switching that pool. The pool is working. I do have some leaks in the filtration, but those can be repaired. So again, we're going to be prioritizing our capital improvement list. And then the pool deck caulking, I did get 2 quotes. I didn't officially go out for bid. I just talked to a couple of contractors that I know. I said, what do you think? You know, it's to caulk that entire pool, you're looking between $10,000 and $13,000. Okay?
Can't you do that? With the caulking gun?
Can't do that.
I want to give a shout out about the pool. I was at an event last night. One of our past township board members, he was there with his wife, and he said they enjoyed our pool so much this past season, and said how clean it was and all that. And he's not one to give compliments, so I was very, very nice to hear that. So thank you, sir. You know who you are.
And again, we do get a lot of compliments on the golf course as well. I know that's kind of been our sore thumb, I guess you could say. We are down a little bit in revenue, but that's okay. It's expected. When you operate outdoor amenities, you do have to toggle with the weather. You do have to toggle with the bridge being closed. I'm not making excuses, but it's reality. But the pool, revenue-wise, we're doing very, very well with a couple days to go. We keep the golf course open until the snow flies, so that, that's the goal. Even with the driving range, that's always going to be busy, and we keep that open as well until we physically, with the elements outside, we can't continue to maintain that. So,
well, if you need, each one of us can go down there and put our holes in those things where they're popping out water, and we can just, there's one like the little kid with the.
So, and again, the goal is capital improvement.
Uncommissioned.
October is my goal. I try to set a goal, but sometimes I get shifted in another direction. Something may come up, so I don't want to be on record to my commission saying, you will have that in October. Because in recreation, things shift. All of you know the situation from the last month, and that does happen. I will do my best to get it to you by October. Any questions? Okay.
We good? Any questions for Kim? All right. New business. I had touched on this briefly at the last meeting, but we had talked about student liaisons. I have a few names that have been put in front of me, and I will come to you with those names. One is a which is middle school, and I have a couple names for 11th graders. What is that? The juniors, yes. Okay. So I think we take one from each school. I like going with the 11th grader because then we got them committed for 2 years.
Right.
So, and they don't vote or anything like we've talked about before. It's just great to have them here, and they can steal Wendy's thunder with her updates and stuff. So, okay, Mr. Nadeau, Township Board.
Nothing new on the township end. Our next meeting is September 13th. And I don't think there is the RFP for the restaurant is on that agenda to approve, to send that out.
Yep, legislation went over today.
Right. Yep. And that's it. I did have one question. Now we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
That's it.
Are you good? Thank
Thanks.
you. Mr. Kyle, open space, social media.
Sure. So Open Space hasn't met in a while, but there is an event coming up that a lot of people like to hear about. October 2nd is Dump the Junk from 9 a.m.
Oh,
to
yeah.
4 a.m.
Wait.
Things.
What time?
9 a.m. to 4 a.m.
What day is that?
October 2nd.
Is that Saturday?
4 p.m.
That's a good
Kyle?
question.
4 p.m.
Yep, 4 p.m. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. 4 p.m. And
4 a.m.
is a
Somebody might be
A
dumping
Saturday.
their car at 4 a.m.
It is a Saturday. And items that aren't acceptable at Dump the Junk generally are mattresses, furniture, toilets, kind of those big items, electronics, mostly because before those could kind of be dropped off and picked up, but we're still kind of under COVID protocols where they're not doing it. And the big one is hazardous waste. So do not bring hazardous waste to Dump the Junk. that. Wayne County actually has a really good hazardous waste program, if anyone has ever seen it. I don't know when the next one is, but they're really great about taking any hazardous waste you might have. Household, businesses obviously have to go through a different process. But yeah, so that'll happen. I know folks tend to be excited about that, and the first meeting in a while will pick up in September, next week. And then I know you got me on social media here. Again, Chad and Kim do the best job at the Grosio Recreation Facebook page. But I have been toying with the idea that I don't know if now's the time to float it, of like kind of a social media award for people that are doing cool things kind of recreation related around social media. I'd asked Chad about a guy named Robert Sharkey. I don't know if folks have followed his stuff. He's actually not a Grosio resident. He's a Trenton resident. But he does these amazing videos of just stuff he does all around downriver. But the things he does on Grosio are like biking all across our open space and just taking really cool videos of that. And the thing he does the most of, though, is kayaking. And he takes these amazing like underwater videos of the Detroit River. And one of his favorite launches is from Sunrise Park, which I know we'll talk about later. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Every month or so I can maybe just highlight someone that I think is doing, because social media can be toxic, and I do encourage people to take a step back. I do believe that social media cannot take the place of these meetings that I encourage people to come to and give public comment to, and to report to the township, because we just can't verify a lot of stuff on social media oftentimes. But there are positive ways to use social media. And so I might want to try to encourage that a little bit more at these meetings. And yeah, that was just a guy I wanted to give a shout out to, and maybe invite to one of these meetings. I asked him to this one; he wasn't able to make it, but I can do that every month or so. Just name people that I think are doing cool things, and yeah, encouraging recreation and health in our communities, which I know is a big part of what we're all about. So yeah.
I love that idea, like for happy things, because boy, you could give away a ton for mean things. But,
Try to stay away from that. Yeah. So,
oh, yeah, that's good.
I'll leave it there for now.
Thanks, Kyle. Is that it? All right. David, I want to back up one more time. Are you guys meeting in person on September 13th, or is that a Zoom meeting?
September 13th is a Zoom meeting.
Is a Zoom meeting. All right. Okay, I'm up next for the events. Kim, could you put those posters up there, please?
Well, I have a markup book. I don't want to.
No, my poster's right there.
Oh, that I can do.
Thank you. First up is Paint the Town Red, which is, let me get to my notes here because I did, this is during homecoming weekend, which is Friday, October 8th and Saturday, October 9th. Friday, the homecoming parade is at 4:30 up and down Macomb Street, down Macomb Street. We have food trucks from 4 to 7 p.m. at Lions Drive. Any percentage of that?
Percentage will go to the high school, and they're going to divide it by all 4 grades.
So the percentage goes to the high school students. Gotcha.
Yep.
We're not sure what the percentage is, but I do know it's going to be Galindo's, Auburn Cafe, and the other one's a cheesesteak truck. I know it's Fun Burgers or something like that.
Yeah, she was going to get me the name for sure.
But yeah, so come support those 3 food trucks on Lions Drive during the
Elephant
Friday
ears
night.
and-
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good stuff, and they are donating proceeds back. Football game, 7 p.m., Grosio versus Flat Rock. I saw a thing about who the biggest rivalry is. You guys have kids and stuff, or I don't. I heard Flat Rock's pretty challenging. And everybody will be at the game, so that's good. Saturday, October 9th, the Knights of Columbus will be doing their breakfast and lunch, which will be from 9 a.m. until 2. Lions Park is the breakfast lunch. Then is the Kiwanis scavenger hunt. I'm going to let Keith give a briefing on the scavenger hunt because it's kind of very fun and good thing.
So the scavenger hunt's going to run from 10 to 2. It's at the Commons. You can register online, GrosioKiwanis.com, or on our Facebook page, or you can just show up. We have free T-shirts, about 100 T-shirts, for first come, first serve. And it's all about finding the history of the island. We work at the Historical Society. You hunt up and down Macomb to find answers to historical questions. We have questions off the island that you have to find, or off Macomb that you have to find through GPS. And for every correct answer, you get a raffle ticket. Those raffle tickets you put into prize baskets, and you win a prize basket. Or you can win a prize basket. And the cost of the event is absolutely nothing. It's free. We do it as a service program for the kids of the island. But it's for all ages. The prize baskets are for adults and all through kids. So.
Can you
Come on out.
pre-register to that, or is it registration only?
You can pre-register at grocioquentis.com or our Facebook page, but you don't have to pre-register. Like I said, first people to show up get T-shirts. And we're always looking for sponsors, which I'll talk to you about later.
Absolutely. I wonder who's making those T-shirts. I wonder whose house is on that scavenger hunt. Let me know if you need a question like last year. Okay. Also on that Saturday at Paint the Town Red is the VFW car show from 10 until 2 p.m. The bike museum will also be open. The marketplace vendors is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Fifth Third Bank property. There's musicians along Macomb Street all afternoon. Back at Lions Park, open book theater at 3 p.m. Holland Mercy, Groseal's own, 5 to 7 p.m. at Lions Park. Local business sales and specials all week long, sponsored by the Groseal Downtown Development Authority and Groseal Recreation. You can go to DDA Commission at Groseal.com. That's DDA Commission at Groseal.com, or call 734-675-2364. So that's the Paint the Town Red update. Coming up on big poster next. And then we'll go to that one. Yes, please. Next one is the Adult Haunted Hangar Party on Saturday, October 23rd. The all information will be hitting social media. Ticket sales go on sale September 10th. This is at the big hangar down at the airport where we're at now. Must be 21 or over to attend. There's going to be all kinds of fun, food, dancing, some cool visuals. Costumes are mandatory. So let's see all the adults there Saturday, October 23rd. Okay, next page. I don't know a lot about this kids' golf outing, so Wendy, you Saturday, October 9th, 10 a.m. kids' golf outing. I'm assuming that's at
Water's Edge.
Water's Edge.
Yeah.
All right. And then we'll go with the Fall Festival next, which is at the farms, correct?
Correct.
We'll have a petting zoo, children's crafts, children's gardens, hay rides, cider and donuts, pumpkin patches, music, face painting, and children's games. All activities are subject to change, seeing how we go in the next month or so. Location, Centennial Farms, it's $5 per person. Don't forget the big one for the family, too, is the Hooray for Halloween on Macomb Street. That's also Saturday, October 23rd. The parade is 10:15 in the morning, lines up at the high school. That's a lot of fun. I'm sure the Witches of Groseal will be there again this year. I don't know why I'm looking to my right here, but
And Kiwanis is going to have a walk through haunted house at the VFW.
At the
for kids.
VFW, new
That's
this
gonna be fun.
year. Walk through
during
haunted house.
trick or treating.
During the trick or treat, which goes until 1 p.m. Saturday, October 23rd. Something new we're doing this year is Fall Family Fun Night, Friday, October 29th, 7 to 9:30 p.m. Ooh, sounds spooky if it's going to be at dark. Kids come into your costumes and watch a movie, enjoy a bonfire, and relax during a hayride. Would Friday the 13th be appropriate to show for that?
No.
No? The Exorcist? I don't know. No. Okay. So we have a lot of fun things. All those events will be in the new Groseal Profile magazine, so make sure to check that out. And that is my wrap-up for events. Miss Stacy Damman, leases, land contracts, and agreements.
I've got nothing right now until after the township meets, and then I know that I'll be working with Kim. So nothing to report right now.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, I had two things too.
Okay. Is this working? Okay. As we all know, the RFP is going to Township Board on the 13th. We put a timeline together. Hope, go out for RFP on September 13th that week. Deadline to submit should be October, I believe, 21st. I don't have it in front of me.
Yes.
And once we do, if we do receive bids and so forth, I bring it always to the commission. We talk about it. We figure out what's good, what's bad. That's how that process goes. Just an update with the user agreements. I did receive Gisa's signed user agreement. That is soccer. I have not received the user agreement from football yet. And also we were still in kind of a limbo with the Gyra baseball and the naming rights. I feel that we do need some more discussion with that. Not at this time. It is not on the agenda. But I have a they're not going to sign anything until we figure out what we would like to do. Now that summer's winding down, we got a little breathing room. We can probably have another meeting, special meeting, to discuss that specific issue. So I just wanted to touch base on those items. I'm done.
And you and Stacy will be working on the 2022 agreement for Centennial?
Yeah,
Farms?
yes, the leases,
And that'll
correct.
come to us in the next few months
Yep.
after the New Year or something. So I don't know when football practice starts, but shouldn't that agreement be in
It
place?
should be
before?
in. Gyra has had that in their possession for
Okay.
quite some time. Yeah,
Hey, what?
they're starting to practice, so
All right.
I will reach out to them again, and because as far as their land, nothing's really changed. So same with soccer, it's pretty standard. You guys have all seen the user agreements. There's no changes. The only changes with Gyra baseball, and that question came to us with Mr. McGrath, head of Gyra baseball softball. So I'm just
When does the Gyra football agreement end?
that they're every year, January
I know.
to January.
So this is the one for January of '21?
Yeah, but they don't play. Do you see what I'm saying? They don't start till the fall. So their season's what, 2 months, I believe, if that. Yeah. So, and I believe I sent those out for football, it was like in March or April. So,
I would send them a reminder.
absolutely.
It's just the practice field, too.
Yeah.
No agreement, there's no using it.
So,
But it's good
I'll
till the
reach
end of
out
the year,
to,
right?
Patrick again.
Not if they haven't signed it.
Yeah, no,
Baseball and football, gotcha.
Yeah.
And just so they know, baseball, Gyra is getting part of the proceeds from beer sales from that Halloween party. So,
Yep.
all right. Are we good, Stacy?
We are.
Ms. Damman, thank you. Marissa Nicely, Youth Engagement Voices.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry. Keith, Recreation Properties. I'm so sorry, Keith.
Broke my heart. So, now you just made me lose my mind.
Sunrise Park, Fields.
Last month, the chairman, and the new commissioners went to Sunrise Park to meet with Grosse Ile Nature and Land Conservancy to talk about the potential overlook and bathroom issue. We all look forward to it happening. We just don't know when it'll ever happen. Beyond that, pending everything that's going on with the sports fields, we're looking forward to stuff to happen, hopefully. And beyond that, the fencing at the farms is moving along. That's all I have.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now Marissa.
I don't have much except I'm in the process of developing a youth engagement survey and a format for some focus groups to gather feedback to inform the youth programming, offerings at events, and things like that. But I'll most likely wait until our youth commissioners are on board so I can partner with them and they can help me finalize that, get the word out, and possibly even co-facilitate some of the focus groups with me, get them really involved right off the bat.
Sounds good. Yes, you should be part of that too when we're picking those people for the county commission. And Keith, Kyle was at that meeting too, not just the newbies. Sorry, Kyle. Feeling left out.
Sorry, Kyle.
Okay. Ms. Kearney, school engaged or school liaison. I know there's a lot going on. We're back. Oh no, we're not back in next
No, we're
week.
not. No. Nope. First day of school is almost here. School starts Tuesday the 7th, and everybody has a half day that day. Big news that's happened in the last week really, is that sadly we do not have busing now. Unfortunately, there were 2 bus drivers that resigned kind of at the last minute, so they do not have enough bus drivers to support the whole district. The superintendent is looking for to outsource it, and so they're in the process of doing that. So hopefully we get something. Kids and staff and visitors all have to return with masks. We all know that. That's okay. We get to return. Plus the visitors get to be in there right now, so I'm happy with that. It's been a long time. There are 4 different levels that the school board came out with that will determine where we're at, and there's different recommendations for each level, but it's low, moderate, substantial, and high. So hopefully we'll stay in low, but there's quite a few different factors that they factor in when adjusting between the four of them. Meridian had their open house on Tuesday. Park Lane had theirs on Wednesday. The middle school had their student orientation today. And then the high school had their Red Devil registration today. So everybody's been acclimated. I know, Chad, you've already mentioned football. First home game is on, you mentioned football too, but the first home game is Friday, October 10th. I'm sorry, September 10th and that's with Milan. And then again, homecoming is the 8th against Flat Rock. And that's pretty much all I have right now.
September 10th, what'd you say, Milan?
Milan, yeah, for September 10th, yeah.
Our home game. Thank you.
So come out and support the football team and the marching band. Yay, marching band.
Somebody else got kid marching band or something? No? Oh, do you?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Both my next door neighbors are kind of, I like mine.
Rah. Miss Ethel Yops, Senior Communications.
Thank you, Chad.
You're welcome.
For the seniors ages 55 and up, activities planned for you by the Recreation Department. And please place the dates on your calendar for reference and reminders. Coming up September the 9th, the Thursday afternoon, 1 to 3 p.m., ice cream social at Centennial Farm. The social is free and free transportation is offered if needed. Call 734-216-4905 or 734-675-2364. The happy hours are here again. Future dates are Thursday, September 22nd, a movie. Thursday, October 7th will be fall crafts, and these are fun and something to take home with you. Thursday, October 21st, we'll have a Halloween activities and wear a costume if you'd like to. Thursday, November 4 will be a movie. All happy hours are on Thursdays, 1 to 3 p.m. at Centennial Farm. They are free, and free transportation if you need it. The first senior luncheon this fall will be Oktoberfest on Wednesday, October 13th, 12:30 p.m. at Centennial Farm Activity Room. Price is $10, includes luncheon, entertainment, and prizes. Advance tickets only, and reservations are required. We need to have a count for the caterers, preferably a week in advance so they can plan enough food. The holiday luncheon will be Wednesday, December 15. Make your plans early, and it sounds early, but it's coming quickly. Always great values and good times. Meals on Wheels for those who need them delivered to their homes. Call the Wayne County Office of Nutrition, 1-800-851-1454. Van transportation for seniors and those unable to drive for essential errands is available Tuesday through Friday, 12:30 to 4:30 p.m. Advanced reservations, call 734-216-4905 or 734-675-2364, at least 24 hours in advance. $5 on the island round trip, $6 plus bridge toll off island for a round trip. The Senior Citizen Club is second and fourth Tuesdays of the month at 11:30 a.m. at Centennial Farm Activity Room. Conversation, programs, games, and refreshments. The next meeting is September the 14th. Meetings are year-round at the farm. And information, you can call 734-675-2364. Open table tennis year-round for active adults of all ages, so this includes you seniors. Centennial Farm Activity Room, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m., and this is free. The Senior Fitness Class Session 1 is Tuesday and Thursday, September 21st to October 28th, 9:45 to 10:30 a.m. at the Centennial Farm Activity Room. It's low-impact cardio moves, and the use of a chair is there if you need it. $55 for the 6-week session, and sessions 2, 3, and 4 will follow. Jazzercise for all ages and fitness are Monday and Thursday, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Centennial Farm Activity Room. Call 734-231710 for information. And Island Walkers, if you like to walk, join the walkers Monday through Friday year-round, 6:45 to 7:45 a.m. Centennial Farm Activity Room. You walk to aerobic music. Enjoy being out and being with other people. Kim is trying to offer something for everyone. COVID-19 has made it difficult for all, but being active and seeing people in person is a great way to stay connected. The Grosse-Ile Recreation Profile magazine will be arriving soon with all the latest programs, information, and please save it for reference. Thank you.
Thank you, Ethel. It's quite the report. And I have an idea for that November movie. We should do Magic Mike for you guys down there. Okay.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes, Wendy.
I just wanted to add, the Grosse-Ile Middle School will have the parent open house on Thursday, September 9th from 6 to 7:30. They are asking only one parent to come per child, but you'll be able to go in and go to each of your child's class, meet the teacher for a few minutes, like they normally do. So I just wanted to add that. Thanks, Stacy.
All righty. Discussion items. As Keith had mentioned, we did meet with Peter Kantz, and he gave us I was hoping it was a brief tour of Sunrise Park, and I know there's been a lot of different feelings going forward with this project. Kyle, you want to make some comment here?
Sure. Well, yeah, I'd asked Chad to put this back on the agenda today. Last time we did this, or I suggested this, it didn't go very well with Peter Kantz here. But I still wanted to try and do this, mostly because, as Keith said, even if we were to get approval from the Rec Commission, it'd have to go to the Planning Commission. It had to go through a whole bunch of steps. And I think Peter Kantz, even at that thing, said 2022, 2023 is when they'd be able to do it. I as you all know, I'm really passionate about this. I think we need to invest in our waterfront any way that we can. This feels like a way to do that. But more important than that to me really is we've got new commissioners. I want to bring all this out in the open, kind of see where folks are at. Just to give a brief history, I think you all know this, but I was on this commission when we voted to put the porta potty in there. I'll admit that was a bad mistake, and I think that's part of why we led to where we are right now. I'm learning more. I've learned more about it since then, and even Peter Kantz at that one had the Wade Trim plan that's been there for a very long time to do this. As well, my perception of what happened recently is there was an agreement to maybe do just the observation deck first, and then the bathroom later. That was taken to the Grosse-Ile Nature and Land Conservancy Board. They decided against that because of the extra cost of splitting that up. This is where we are now. Ideally, I don't want to just kind of put this on the back burner. I think the Grosse-Ile Nature and Land Conservancy needs some kind of certainty about where things are going and to move it to the next step if they need to. If it stops here and we want to say no to it, I think we need to think about that. So we're not voting on it today. I would, if it's all right with this commission, and of course I'm open to other ideas, like to possibly bring it up to a vote in the next meeting.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, we put a sign up, so.
But I think on a bigger, more macro level, I think I want to understand as a commission, how do we prioritize these investments that we need to make? Because like you said, we've listened to a lot of people that are very passionate about the investments they would like us to make, and there's a limited amount of revenue, and they all need to get done. They're all really great ideas and important, but how do we make these prioritization decisions?
And to answer that would be part. And again, we get a lot of requests. You heard from Gyra; they want that. We've got some issues with Playscape as well. If it wasn't for Kiwanis going out and staining and fixing and mulching, and it's a big help. Same with, I've said it for 4.5 years. If it wasn't for Nature and Land, is great, and I feel you guys going out there is a step in the right direction to learn about what we're dealing with. We can't vote on something if we don't know what we're dealing with. So once I put that list together for all of you, that's when we start. A lot of community members, stakeholders involved in a lot of our properties. And we don't want to make one decision because we're going to have somebody else, so that's why we got to start talking about these things. So I'm glad the commission met with Peter. I was aware of it, David.
We have a lot of, Peter wouldn't invite me anyway, but we have a lot of existing rec department or CRC assets that benefit a large number of residents between the pool, the farm, the golf course, the marina, and they all need thousands of dollars. $17,000 to maintain a bathroom that will be little used, in my opinion, and highly susceptible to damage and maliciousness. We all know what happened with when they tried the porta potty, which was maintenance of like, I don't know, $12 or something. Something's going to have to get cut. I mean, do we close the pool? Do we put off repairs to the golf course? Do we not fix Pier 4? All revenue generating assets. And we've got other assets that are not generating revenue. Maybe those should be given a look before we take on something else.
Sure, yeah.
That, I'll be honest, it doesn't fall under the purview of the rec department. The rec department got handed Sunrise Park because nobody knew where to put it. That's how it ended up here.
Yeah, we've gotten handed a few properties, and now and maybe in the future that I question. So I'm just wow.
I mean,
but it was just, Peter just wanted to explain to them about what his vision is, what they would like to see. I keep going back. Maybe just give them the park. And
no, he doesn't want the park.
Oh, well.
Peter, the Land Conservancy doesn't want it because that would pass the maintenance issue back to them. And they don't want that. They want to build their outlook, build their bathroom, and walk away.
And you say there's not a lot of use for that? You don't think there'll be a lot of use for that bathroom?
I don't think there's a lot of use for that park, period.
Well, I don't.
I'm by that park twice a week, rather, and I walk down.
We take care of the bathroom at the farms, and I don't know how much usage that gets. I can't imagine that it costs $17,000 to keep that bathroom at the farms and toilet paper.
Well, it does.
So,
and Kyle doesn't dispute that either.
Dispute the maintenance costs?
The maintenance costs.
Not necessarily. I'd rather overshoot than undershoot. I think they're
I think it's a pretty reasonable number.
Like we're listed, but I'd rather plan for more money and then come at the end of the year and say, hey, it didn't cost that much,
right.
than try to cut from the beginning and then come at the end of the year and say, oh shoot, we undershot. Mr. Nadeau, we serve at the Township's board's pleasure, and we're an advisory committee. So part of why I possibly might want to suggest bringing it up for a vote at the next meeting is just to get that advisory vote. And if folks feel like they don't have enough information, that's a vote you can abstain from, yes or no about. I disagree a little bit, Mr. Nadeau, in that this shouldn't fall under rec. I mean, parks and recreation land like this. The most value of that park for me is there's only two pieces of waterfront land that really are controlled. You can kind of count some open space, but it's Water's Edge and it's Sunrise Park. And while Sunrise Park is very small, it needs investment. There's the Grosio Historical Society, which is right across from it, which is a very valuable piece of kind of public land and public trust that we all should be supporting. But most importantly, it's one of the most beautiful water trails in all of Downriver. I mentioned Robert Sharkey earlier. That's one water trail he uses all the time. So people are kayaking from there pretty often, actually. And there's no bathroom for them, So that is a huge use, and I think a huge benefit to being here on Grosio. One of the things that people always talk about is lack of waterfront access. Those of us that are closer to it are blessed with it, but there's a lot of folks in the middle of the island that don't really have a lot of good waterfront access. So Sunrise Park is one of those few places. Do I wish it was a bigger park and better invested and better supported? Of course, but we have an opportunity now, like to get that investment from a private entity that I think could possibly go away if we don't seize that opportunity. So I hear folks on all the different positions and all the different things that we're facing, but we can't let that paralyze us. So I think we need to give the Groseal Nature and Land Conservancy the certainty they need to know that this is not going to be supported in the near future. And if it lands on us, that's fine. There was other issues that were brought up, planning by Keith. A lot of those would be fixed by I would hope that would be forward with the Planning Commission. But yeah, we should know those things before we vote on it. And what was the other thing? But anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Kyle, if by chance it ever got to that stage, the Land Conservancy is the one who'd have to go to the Planning Commission.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Stacy had a couple questions.
Yeah, I guess being a new commissioner, I just am not sure how we got to the point where there's plumbing on the property already and it wasn't already approved at some point with a plan to make it all happen. So that's a concern. And I think that I need some clarity on that. And I'm sure, there's a reason behind all of that, but I'm not sure. And then also the steps kind of go down to the beach, which is kind of not much of a beach, which is fine. I know it's used for kayaking mostly, but what happens when the water does rise, because it's already risen quite a bit, and we all know that it has the potential to rise even higher. So if the water comes all the way up to the steps, I mean, potentially the only area that we could use would be the overlook and the bathroom. So, I mean, that's a thought as well. And I did see bikes there today, so I think kids do go there and adults do go there to use it. I just don't know, how we got to this point, and then also, what the need of a bathroom is there.
Did that plumbing come in front of the Rec Commission at one time, or did that go in front of the zoning board?
That was handled by the Township Board.
That was handled by
That
you
was
guys?
before they gave it to Rec. My understanding is there was either a water main, water line project going down there, and it was, it was not cost prohibitive to run that drain across, but that was before it came to Rec.
So it was just put in there for a runoff, not for any other use?
But it was, to my knowledge, it wasn't in anticipation of anything. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but that was like 2 boards ago, I believe.
And that's something that Wayne County, the township, paid for, is that runoff drain down there?
I believe so.
All right, I have a question. Kyle, what are we voting on?
That is my question too. We're not voting on anything right now. It's just
Not
discussing.
voting on anything.
But
On the next meeting?
yeah, I mean,
What would you like, I think for me, again, I'm the financial administrator of the millage and the finances and everything that our community puts together. And again, I respect my commission. You guys say put a toilet in there, I'll find a way, okay? But before we vote on anything, wouldn't it be pertinent of us to take a look at the capital improvement projects and
Sure.
let me educate all of you of what's coming down the pipeline before we vote on putting a restroom in a park?
Very small park.
I just feel that and Peter and I've talked, it's not for 2 years yet. So putting something like this to a vote before we have all the information doesn't sit well with me, Kyle. That's
totally. Yeah,
all.
no, that's fair. Yeah, that's totally fair.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, mhm.
I love parks. I tried, that's the whole thing. But we've got a lot of things coming that a lot of you don't know about. There's a lot.
Yeah, totally.
So I don't want to,
No, not at all.
I hope you understand
Of
where
course.
I'm coming
not
from.
at all.
that-
Yeah. No, my big intention, honestly, was just, again, to get this all in the open. Groseal Nature and
Absolutely.
Land Conservancy can watch this. That's what Peter has asked. I know we all know what Peter has asked. He wants a vote like now. So I want to get this all out in the open. I agree with you, Kim. More information is better. I'm okay with waiting. And I just don't want this to paralyze us at the same time, and I'm not saying it has. But to get back to Stacy's question, which I think is really important, is like, how do we get to this point? so many of these agreements are informal that have lasted over time for a really long time, and it's really difficult because not just for us, but also from the side of the people that have dealt with those informal agreements for a really long time. Because according to Grosse-Ile Nature and Land Conservancy, they had the green light on this for a long time, and now suddenly we're saying, wait, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, and everyone's got to deal with the fact that we're all under a township board that if they but if they don't approve something, that's where we are, you know. But yeah, so that's just a part of what we got to tease out and acknowledge, because it's not easy for Grosse-Ile Nature and Land Conservancy or Gyra Baseball or Gyra Soccer or Luton Riding Academy when we look at agreements that have been in there for a really long time and suddenly say, hey, maybe this isn't the way we should be doing things anymore. And so that's part of what I'm trying to tease out here also as we do this. But again, I will say for me, while I hear all these things, like you all know, I'm comfortable saying go ahead on this. I'm excited about it. I know there's a lot of other things going. That's just me as one commissioner. I'm not going to bring it up for a vote uncomfortably, but that's where I'm at. So I just wanted to let folks know.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly why we're here. That's our job, is to talk about it, get it out in the open. I'm glad you all went down there, because you probably maybe never really, we've talked about it, but to get the visual, it helps. Right? So... But if I can just request, and again,
yes.
You got to, like, if we said yes, okay, let's just say we vote on that next month. Okay? So I bring to you the capital. Say the irrigation is going to cost us $250,000. Say there's a crack in the pool, which I know there is a small crack in the big pool. Okay? How is Gyra going to feel that we said yes to a bathroom and not considered and had more discussions to help out 400 to 500 islanders over here at Commerce Park? So every decision that we make, we have to think about what we're doing. Again, we've got a lot of user groups. Everybody wants what they want, you see. So until we get numbers and the actual capital improvement list, I just would like to hold off. That's all I'm asking. And again, if there's a grant, parks have a lot of grants. I don't have time to be looking for grants, unfortunately, at this moment. But the other thing that we can do is start, if someone's grant happy, I know we've got one on here that can
I'm
help.
looking which one it is down there.
You know, the rec grant that we just received, which, put the canopy up and the pool heaters, that only comes around from Wayne County every 5 years. But again, there's a lot of projects with money available for parks. So that's something we can look into as well. And I'm reaching out to this commission. If you got some time to do that, I would love the help. Because then that's we can say, hey, this project's going to be funded by this grant. You see? And yes, we may have to, follow up with the maintenance, okay? But at least we're making an effort to try to do some things, okay? So I'm done.
And just to clarify, the observation deck and bathroom, though, would be built by a private money.
And I retract my thing. We're going to be responsible for the maintenance regardless. But again, I meant to say grants, not on that particular project.
In general, yes.
But down even at Commerce Park. Does that make sense? So that's all I got. I'm done. I have one more thing. Not on Sunrise Park. I'll bring it up at the end, Chad. I'll wait till the end.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Of course.
How often are the two kayak launchers used at Water's Edge? We have two of them down there.
Well,
everybody talks about kayaking out of Sunrise.
Right. Technically, the south end is the ADA kayak launch. Now, I'm not personally monitoring how many people are going off and on all day long.
No, I just was curious.
I couldn't give you a number.
And
The north end of the marina, that was used a little bit more heavily a couple years ago with We Kayak. That was the community group that did every Tuesday and did all of that.
Are they not around anymore, We Kayak?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
And again, that's not a rec program. That's just a group that said, oh, let's meet every Tuesday and go kayaking. I don't know the numbers. I'm not down there enough.
The numbers, I just wondered whether people were using them or not.
I can't
I don't
answer that.
kayak, and
I can't see
I
from,
have no way to
from where
get-
I'm sitting, so that's the hard part.
I'll say there's Facebook groups, Downriver Kayakers, a bunch of other folks. So I see very frequently folks posting about kayaking in and around Grosse Ile. But yeah, it would be, I don't know. There's not a good way to get numbers on that, but
I'm pretty sure Sunrise is busier than Water's Edge
Yes.
because of the water, the flow.
Well,
the
that's
destinations.
understandable.
And the bridge, no one's going under the bridge.
Just
a lot
curious
of people do go
because
that
of
way.
the ADA one, we put in a lot of money, and as far as I know, it's hardly ever been used.
Yeah,
Well, that ADA came from a grant.
that was a
right?
grant. That is correct.
To pay to put
Still.
it in and take it out. Yeah, yeah. Ethel, I'll take you kayaking some afternoon.
yeah, it's a
job
beautiful
there,
ramp.
Earl.
I like that one a lot too.
Okay. Just curious.
Thank you. Any other questions about that? Okay, brief training on Open Meetings Act. I talked to Brian Friel, who is our deputy clerk, and he told me to highlight some things in here. We're doing this during the open part of the meeting. Maybe share your book with Kyle or Ethel, and you can look at mine, Wendy. Oh, you got yours on the phone. First thing that drew my attention is page 7, Dave, if you want to jump in anywhere. And I think that all decisions must be made at a meeting open to the public. The Open Meetings Act, which is our handbook. I read this a while ago, but I just reread it too. You don't need to write this down, Wendy. We got all this stuff in there. Where did I put that? Meeting informally to discuss matters. All public body must be open to the public, which means you're all invited to the meetings. And the exception is a closed session, which does not apply to a quorum of a public body that meets to discuss matters of public policy, even if there is no intention that the deliberations will lead to a decision on that occasion. So the closed sessions we go into after a regular meeting, correct, David?
No. The close, in order to go into a closed session, and there are only 6 reasons that you can go into a closed session.
Okay.
That closed session has to be wrapped, there has to be an open meeting or a special meeting wrapped around that closed meeting. Can't just go into a, tomorrow night let's all get together and have a closed meeting. We can't do that. It has to be within an open meeting. Then you go into the closed session to discuss, one of the delineated reasons. Then you come back into an open meeting, and if there's a vote, the vote itself must be within an open meeting.
Right.
You can't vote in a closed session. And the other thing about a closed session is there are separate minutes taken for the closed session. They are not available. They are sealed. Wendy would, assuming Wendy was there and took the minutes of the closed session, they're sealed, given to the clerk's office, and they remain sealed for a year and a day after they're approved, and then they're destroyed. The only reason those are ever opened is if there's a court order that says, we need to see that. Anything that's said within the closed session cannot be repeated outside of the closed session, other than whatever it is you're voting on. And sometimes you could even say, the item that we discussed in closed session, we're going to vote, A or nay. But the vote itself must be open. And I think it would be worth going through this list. Just, if you don't mind, Chad.
No, go ahead.
You can consider the dismissal, suspension, disciplining.
It's page 10. If anybody's-
Yes, I'm sorry, page 10. Something brought against a personnel, an officer, an employee, okay. If the named person requests the closed hearing, in other words, let's say and her luck's not running that good, we were voting to discipline Kim, okay? Don't worry, Kim.
I can handle it.
Only Kim can call the closed session. If Kim says, you know, come at me in the open, we don't get to choose, okay? We don't negotiate any collective bargaining agreements, so that doesn't count. This one, and we've got a lot of leases coming up, but you can go into closed session to consider the purchase or lease of real property. That means if we want to buy something or we want to take a lease, let's say for some unknown reason we'd want to lease the old Vitale building on Macomb Street. So you can go into a closed session if we're going to spend money out. And the reason for that is if in fact we did want to buy that Vitale's building, we don't want to discuss in public what we're willing to pay for.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. If we have the land over at Commerce Park, the leasing that land that we own to somebody, whether it's Gyra, Gisa, whoever it might be, that cannot be in a closed meeting. That has to be in the open. If we have a trial settlement, if there's something, and we have to consult with our attorney, but there has to actually be pending legislation or litigation. We can't just go into a closed session and say, well, here's what we'll do if we get sued. Until there's litigation, you can't use that reason. You can, this one I'm not sure how it would impact a commission, because we don't employ anybody and we don't appoint anybody. But you can go into closed session to review applications. Okay. If you want to do interviews, those have to be in an open meeting, and so that the public can hear what, if we get, let's say we had 10 applications for a new commissioner, and we only had one opening. We could meet in closed session to weed it down to 2 or 3. And then we can do that in a closed session. But to interview them, it has to come back out into an open meeting. So that's...
I want to make a comment about that, because when we went through the interviewing process for the past few commissions and commissioners that I've been a part of, I was under the assumption that it could be myself and Kim, it could be myself, Kim, and you, or it could be just me.
It's not the commission, because there's no quorum.
Right. So I'm confused with what about.
Well, if all 7 or 8 or 9 of us was involved in that decision, but if you can, if you and Kim just want to get, which is you're right, or, you're able to do it, go through the applications and just say, here, folks, I nominate, or we nominate, boom, 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 boom. That's fine. It's where you have the entire commission or a quorum of the commission. So if you got together with 5 people to do that appointment, then you'd have to follow the Open Meetings Act.
We have some people knocking on our door now, and I'm comfortable with where we're sitting with the number that we're at, and that 4 commissioners.
Well, actually, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have right now, the way the ordinance is written, we have 9 members of the commission, 8 voting. Our ordinance says that Kim is a non-voting member.
Correct.
So to have a quorum, we need 5.
Right.
Well, you'd also need 5 if there were 8 of us. But Kim doesn't get to vote on anything.
Yeah, I know, but we have 2 openings for the commission.
Yeah, I'd hold off on that because I think there may be some changes coming.
Okay. Well, I mean, Margie brought that up to me yesterday. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I saw
Okay.
one. And then,
No, I'm fine with what we got. It's
yeah, I know.
somebody's going somewhere. Not in here.
If we had, and there's one more reason for a closed session. If we have something that's of a legal nature, if we go to the township attorney and say, you know, we need your opinion, a written opinion on X topic, and he gives a written discussion on that written legal opinion, can be done in a closed session. And that's covered because violation of attorney-client privilege is prohibited. Therefore, we can go into closed session for that. And those are the only reasons.
Just to clarify the last one, because then this says to discuss an attorney's oral opinion as opposed to a written legal memorandum.
Yeah,
So it's an oral opinion, not a written opinion.
no, it has to be written.
As opposed to written legal memorandum.
Yeah, a board is not permitted to go into closed session
Okay, okay.
to discuss the oral opinion as opposed to a written. So it has to be in writing, and copies of his written opinion have to be returned to him before the closed session ends. And the reason this is sometimes talking about something, maybe the new lease on Smokies, for example. You know, you might feel uncomfortable talking about it in public and in front of the public. That's the price we pay, and that's the price to have the transparency that the public needs to see what it is that's going on. So, and just a reminder, every violation of the Open Meetings Act is a misdemeanor, and it's applied personally. And that's for each separate violation, even if it's within one meeting.
Okay, do we have questions for
I don't
David?
know.
But this is on a positive note, aren't we? Let's all run for the hills.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't want to slide in a closed session just for kicks.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So,
I
think
just,
we've
I
ever-
watch
never
a
done a
lot
closed
of these
session before.
meetings,
Well,
and
yeah.
I just hope that everybody's abiding by this open meetings. But, Ethel, we're going to start with you down there. Hold on, Kyle. Do you have some questions about the Open Meetings Act handbook?
I read the whole thing.
Yep. Yep. Did you learn some things from it that we weren't? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I read it all, and I just have to get it all straight.
Sure.
And I think I understand it.
Kyle?
It really doesn't scare me. I like the Open Meetings Act. I think it's good that we be transparent and in front of the public. The spirit of it seems pretty simple to me. It's just don't go behind closed doors to make decisions that affect the public. Do it in meetings like this. We have study sessions which are slightly different, but the public's welcome to come. I don't think we've ever done a closed session that I know of. Nor have, I'm not worried at all about this commission not following through with that. I've never felt that with this commission. So yeah, there are little things that I do want to learn. Like I didn't know about that polling thing, David, necessarily. And there's one thing in here that I'll talk to you about afterwards. But overall, it's just that's all it is, and I like it. I think it's a good thing, and I'm not worried about it at all.
not new, but there have been some occasions where the line's being walked awful close. Not this commission.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So,
Oh, sorry. Okay.
yeah, that's
Good. Thank you, Dave. Kyle, did it? Wendy?
No, I don't have any questions. We went through that. We went through the training too.
Yeah, Wendy
so.
and I were in the training in February, and it was 3 hours long, and I found it very informative and learned a lot. And Stacy,
I don't have any questions.
Marissa,
I'm good.
Keith,
I'm good now that he clarified the one question or sentence I was reading wrong.
So there will be a quiz after the meeting's adjourned tonight, and we go into a closed session. No, just kidding. Thank you, David. David, are you comfortable with going forward now with this?
Yeah, I just,
Well, I want you to go back to Township Board and said, my commission is so right on, they know everything word for word, especially that Chad.
I'll tell them that the commission has gone through some training on the Open Meetings Act.
Thank you. Good. So I won't hear no report tonight.
I should mention, we can have a study session.
Yeah.
We call a study session. It's to discuss pretty much one topic. And it's an open meeting, and then you say, okay, now we're going into our study session. It's open to the public.
Yep.
And it would still be, in our case, still on, wouldn't have to be on TV unless we wrapped it into one of our regular meetings.
Does the study session have to be on TV?
No, does not have to be.
Wanted to clarify that.
Unless it's within our, within our regular meeting.
And we have to meet somewhere where the public can attend that study session.
I mean, for example, a lot of study sessions are held on Wednesday nights here because there are no scheduled commission meetings on Wednesdays evenings.
Are you going to be back, bring back the question and answer for the Township Board part? Will you guys answer questions to the public or anything like that? Sorry, I'm...
It's so damn busy.
Open meetings?
There is that intention.
Okay.
Got a couple other things that have to be taken care of and brought to conclusion before we bring those back.
All right. Extended... Kim, do you have anything you want to add to the open meetings? I'm sorry, the Act Handbook.
I don't think so. I do, but I don't. I'm
All
gonna
right.
save it.
You can save it till next month. All right. Let's moving on to extended public comment. Don't everybody rush up here at once. All right. Ethel, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I would.
All right.
On Saturday, the 11th of September at noon, the VFW is having a memorial service. Everyone is welcome. It's at their hall on Macomb Street. And I'd also like to wish everyone a happy and safe Labor Day weekend. Labor Day is a legal holiday to honor all working people. Thank you.
Ethel, do you know what time that is on September 11th?
Noon.
Sorry?
Noon.
Do you know what time it is?
At noon.
Noon, I'm sorry. Okay.
That's the VFW. Yeah.
And the focus of this one is
9/11.
It's always on 9/11. The focus is on first responders, doctors, nurses, police, and fire, and paramedics.
Are you good, Ethel?
I'm fine, thank you.
Kyle?
Yeah, nothing to add. Just that I'm just continually proud of the work this commission does, and really excited about the new commissioners and the energy and the questions that they're bringing. I just continually am. So excited to be serving with you all.
Thank you, Kyle. Wendy Kearney?
Just have a safe and happy holiday and enjoy our last weekend before school starts.
Stacy?
Nothing to add.
Marissa?
Nothing to add.
Keith?
Thanks to Kim reminding me. September 25th, the Kiwanis is doing a maintenance day at the Playscape. So we'll be staining and painting, probably from 10 until 2. Lunch is normally provided, and dress to get dirty, because we have a lot to stain.
Thank you. And
Thanks for helping me out there.
the public's always encouraged and welcome to come help volunteer, you guys. We really appreciate that. David, anything?
No, Ethel stole my thunder, so thanks, Ethel.
And me, I just want to thank everybody for once again for a great summer here on Grozeel. I want to remind everybody to take deep breaths with that bridge situation, our construction, and everything going on around town. Patience is the virtue. Is that how you say that? Says the guy that's in a rush to get a haircut. And our next meeting is Thursday, October 7th. And with that, I would like a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:21.
So moved.
I'll second.
All right. We're good. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Take time to volunteer. Thanks, Rec Commission.